Hello everyone, I'm Jeongchul. Linux cluster on CentOS 6 and 7, the chapter 4, iSCSI configuration. Main topics, this chapter will cover this kind of topics: iSCSI introduction, terminology, and iSCSI configuration on the server and client. iSCSI introduction. Before we know the iSCSI, we have to understand the SCSI. SCSI means the small computer system interface. So SCSI means it's a kind of the interface. So this is a standard client and the server the protocol. This SCSI normally can be used to enable computers to communicate with storage devices. So to know storage device also, we have to understand the meaning the SCSI and iSCSI. iSCSI enable the transfer of the SCSI packet over TCP/IP using port number 3260 network. So maybe if we want to access the storage device using network, then we have to use iSCSI. Number three, when a system interconnect move from the classical bus structures to network structures, especially to use the TCP/IP, SCSI has to be mapped to network transfer protocol like a TCP. Okay. And number four, the disk drive in CERN are presented over existing the TCP/IP networks to server applications as though the disks are local to physical server hardware. So this kind of storage, the hardware can be supplied to the as a disk drive in the CERN, and this kind of disk is seem to be attached in the local and the physical devices. And this iSCSI can be used as a low-cost alternative instead of the fabric channel due to the running of existing switches and network infrastructure. So this kind of the switches and the network infrastructure normally will use the TCP/IP. So to access this kind or to use this kind of TCP/IP, we have to use iSCSI to manage or to access the storage devices. Relation between SCSI and iSCSI. So here there are three the factors: SCSI and iSCSI and TCP/IP. So SCSI is, I already told you, this is a kind of the protocol to communicate with the storage devices. And iSCSI, I already told you, iSCSI will enable to transfer SCSI the data using what? This one, IP. So SCSI has the command set. To use this kind of command, so we have to use iSCSI between IP network and SCSI. So in case of TCP networks, we normally use this kind of things: SAN, RAN, MAN, and WAN networks. So iSCSI normally wraps SCSI storage command and data in TCP/IP between SCSI and TCP/IP. iSCSI role. Normally, we will use this kind of two terminology: iSCSI initiators and iSCSI target. iSCSI initiator means iSCSI kind of client to using this kind of applications. And this kind of application need the storage device like this. So normally iSCSI client will need this kind of storage devices to supply the place to this kind of application. So iSCSI want to access this kind of storage devices. We normally say iSCSI target. To access here to iSCSI target, normally we can use iSCSI protocol. This is the role of iSCSI between iSCSI initiator and iSCSI target. iSCSI terminology. First one, initiator means iSCSI client, and this kind of iSCSI client has the block level access to the iSCSI device. So mean like iSCSI the SAN, like a SAN, such as like disk, tape drive, DVD, and CD. One client can use multiple iSCSI devices. Target means iSCSI server, and this kind of iSCSI normally the offer each devices like a disk, tape, and DVD CD to the client. And one device in the target can be accessed by one client. Discovery, the process to show the target for the initiator. So initiator must find the target. Normally we say this process is discovery. Discovery method. So how can does the initiator find this kind of the target? We normally say this one is discovery method. This one target. So first one, iSNS mean Internet Storage Name Service. So potential target in the server are discovered by interacting with one or more iSNS servers. In this case, we have to use iSNS servers. The second thing is to send the target. It's a potential target discovered by using discovery address. In this video, I will use the send targets using IP address as your discovery address. And the SLLP and the static also can be used for discovery method. iSCSI naming. iSCSI normally name consists of two parts, type string and unique name string. First one, type string. So normally we say the type string in iSCSI IQN. iSCSI qualified name, in my case, I will use like this. EUI means the 64-bit identifiers for the type string. But most of the implementation in iSCSI will use the IQN format. So IQN, iSCSI qualified name address, and the second, this one, 2014 and June. It means the year of the month on which naming authority acquired the domain name. So in the domain name in iSCSI, normally we'll use this kind of the year of the month format. com.char means the reverse DNS name, and this one normally define the organization naming the authority like administrators. In my case, the original domain is char.com, so here I will use this format com.char in reverse DNS name. Target one, this one also can be defined by the network one naming the authorities. And the LUN, this means the logical unit number. So this means the SCSI address, and this SCSI address will be used to reference particular volume on SCSI bus. In my case here, as a run, I will use the two hard disk DVSDB and DVSDC. Okay, iSCSI configuration map. So here, in my case, in this video, I will use this kind of map. First one, iSCSI server has this IP 10.1.1.11, and there are two iSCSI clients with this IP address 10.1.1.9 to 10. And normally here, I will create one target name. So the target name will be the target one. And for the target, I will use two hard disk DVSDB1 and DVSDC, and DVSDB will have this name Loon1 and SDC Loon2. And the iSCSI target will supply this hard disk to iSCSI Initiator. So iSCSI Initiator will bring this hard disk and create the partition like this SDB1 and SDC1 with this kind of name. If we just want to configure iSCSI server and the client, we need this kind of thing. First, one, package. For the server, iSCSI target utils. And after that, we need to start this daemon tgtd, and the main configuration file by this daemon, this one etc tgt targets conf, and main command will be the tgt adm. iSCSI client need to install this one, iSCSI Initiator utils. If we install, then we will have this daemon, iSCSI D, and configuration file, this one, iSCSI com, and main configuration command will be iSCSI ADM. First one, iSCSI configuration server in the target, okay? So here there are 8 steps to configure iSCSI target. Install the package and the enable the service and the configure the iSCSI target to share the storage and the rules, and of that share this target to client machine. And the iSCSI server need this kind of authentication using the trap. And the number 7, save this all the configuration to this main configuration file. And of that, the step will be set up IP tables. Okay, step 1, the install iSCSI server package. Then we need to install this one, iSCSI target utils, and of that, please check. Step 2, enable iSCSI target services for auto start during boot. So after installation, start the service and the register to the level and check the process, and of that check also the port number for iSCSI target. And after that, step 3, configure the iSCSI target as a base of the shared storage. So if we use this command tgt-admin s, then this one will show all the iSCSI target configuration contents. So now, first command, tgt-adm LLD iSCSI, this is a driver, and mode target, operation be the new, and the target ID is number 1, and target name, in my case, I will use like this, IQN 2014 June.com, chal.com, and target name will be target 1. Step 4, and after that, we need to attach the rules like this to the iSCSI target. So in my case, I already told you, in the server, I will supply these two hard disk SDB and SDC. And after that, B, create the rules using these two hard disks. In my case, SDB will be run 1, SDC will be run 2. So this command, using this command, we can configure ADM LLD iSCSI mode logical unit and operation new, the target ID, and run number 1 will be dvsdb, and the run 2 will be dvscc. And after that, using this command, the tgt-admin-s, we can check our configuration. Step 5, the shared iSCSI target the specific client machine. So I already told you, in this video, I will use the 2 clients. So first one, this IP address 10.1.1.9 and 10.1.1.10. These 2 IP addresses will be the initiator addresses. Step 6, enable the trap authentication. So only the authorized client can access this target. In my case here, username send client and password send password. And after that, attach the user send client to the target 1. So target 1 only will check this username. So here account, operation bind, the target ID, and here user, I will use send client. Then after that, using this command, you can check your configuration. Step 7, then save the configuration to etc/tgt-targets.com. This is the main configuration file. So at first, the backup using the cp like this, and after that, tgt-admin.dump, then etc/tgt-targets.com. Then all the configuration in the previous, the configuration, the content will be saved in this file. But before we start the TGT daemon again, we need to configure this file manually, especially your password. And that last step will be IP tables input TCP and the port number for iSCSI 3260. Then accept, then save using this command IP tables MVL. You can check your IP tables, the setting for iSCSI port number. At first time, in my case, I will be this one manager will be iSCSI server. So at first, let's check IP address. This one 192.168.11, and the second, this one 10.1.1.11. Third, the interface 10.1.1.11. Okay, then here let's try to configure the iSCSI the target. At first time, package SCSI target. So now I don't have, then install SCSI. Okay, I install the iSCSI the server package, and after that let's check like this. Grab SCSI. Okay, then now I can check this package. So the second step, enable the iSCSI target the services. So services tgtd start. Again, service restart. Okay, then iSCSI target the daemon. Okay, then let's check the process. Okay, and of that port number, grab 3260. So now I'm using this one 3260 the port number. Okay, and after that, step 3, configure the iSCSI target as a base of the shared storage. So at first, then let's check using this command. At first time, okay, tgt dm, in my case, the driver will be iSCSI, and of that mode will be the target, and new, and of that the target ID will be 1, and target name IQN 2014 that June, and after that okay, and I configure the step 3 the iSCSI target, and after that in my case I will check the step 4 attach runes to the iSCSI target. So before to attach runes to the iSCSI, I've checked disk. In my case, let's check hard disk. So here in my case, 4 hard disk here, DVSD-A, I'm using this kind of partitions, and the DVSD-B, no partition, DVSD-C also no partition, DVSD-D also no partition. So in this video, I will use these 2 hard disks, DVSD-B and SD-C to supply this one to client. So TGT ADM, iSCSI, and the mode will be logical unit, and operation will be new, and the target ID will be 1, and rune 1 will be backing store, and DVSD-B. Okay, and rune 2, okay, the rune 2 I will use SD-C. Okay, TGT admin. So let's check here. Now rune 0, and this is a controller just, and the rune 1, so disk. So This one using now dbsdb, and the loon2 now using dbsdc. Okay, now step 5, share the iSCSI target to specific client machine. So in my case, LLD iSCSI mode will be target and the OP bind. Now operation is a bind and target ID is the same. And after that, initiator address. In my case, 10.1.1.9 first and 10. Okay, the both. And after that, the step 6. Okay, here let's check before chapter 6. So I can find the two IP address 10.1.9, 10.1.10. So here in my case, node 2 has this IP address. So here 10.1.1.9 and the node 3, let's check. So here 10.1.1.10. So in my case, node 2 and the node 3 can access this hard disk as a iSCSI client. Okay, now step 6, the enable chat authentication to the target TGT ADM. Now LLD driver iSCSI, and after that the mode count operation new user. Here in my case will send client and password send like this, send password. Okay, then attach the user send client to the target one. So TGT ADM also same LLD iSCSI mode count OP. Now bind and that target ID 1. This target 1 ID 1 will be bound to user send client. Okay, then tgt admin -s. So now we can find here send client like this. Now the step 7, save the configuration to etc tgt targets conf. So before we proceed this process, okay, here now I'm staying here etc tgt. So I have the targets conf. I already copy this file to targets.conf back, and of that tgt admin dump and targets.conf. Okay, then let's open targets.conf. So if we check the line number, this one, okay, 254, then we can find default drive iSCSI and the target information, the backing store SDB, SDC, and the send client. So here we have to change the password and initiator, the client 10.1.1.9 and 10 and target. So using this information, let's try to the daemon again, service tgtd restart. But here we can find this kind of message. Multiple default driver definition is not allowed. So check the error. So now we need to configure two things. So first, okay, line number 16. So here, please comment this line, send the default driver iSCSI 16, and after that, let's go to the last line. Okay, here we can find this one, default driver iSCSI, and after that, line number, okay, here, this one, please correct the password. So we need to correct this password. In my case here, username send client and password send password like this, and after that again service tgtd restart. Okay, now tgt daemon as a server is started successfully. And after that, step 8, the add IP table rules to accept iSCSI client connection. So in my case, I already add so MVL. So you can see this kind of the result, the TCP protocol and port number 3260. And now source the network can access this one using this IP tables firewall. So far, I show you how to configure iSCSI, the server as a target. Now, iSCSI configuration client as an initiator. So here, iSCSI client configuration step. The first one, install the iSCSI client utility and enable the service for the auto start and or start the service. And step 3, discover the target from the iSCSI target server and of that bind. And step 4, configure iSCSI client configuration using chat authentication. And of that, check the new iSCSI storage visible in the server. And of that, create the partition and will use this new partition from the iSCSI server. iSCSI configuration, here I will use this command iSCSI ADM. So this one, client configuration tool, and this is open iSCSI administration utility. So to admin iSCSI client, normally we will use this command. And the iSCSI ADM will manage the discovery and the login to iSCSI target and access and the configuration of open iSCSI database. Many operations require iSCSI the daemon to be running. So before we use this command, please make sure your iSCSI daemon is working, running or not. And the iSCSI ADM use files and directories like this. So main configuration file, this one, it is iSCSI dconf is a main configuration file. And iSCSI, the initiator name iSCSI means the set initiator name and initiator aliases. And the node, the var/library/iSCSI node and send the target. So if you are successful to bring the iSCSI target information to client, then iSCSI client will save this kind of information here, node and send the target. So in this directory, we can check the iSCSI servers or information. Okay, the iSCSI client configuration here first. Step 1, you install iSCSI initiator. This is a client, the package name, and the check using rpm-ql. Step 2, enable the service iSCSI restart. And of that, if you fail, then this one force reload. And of that, register to the run label. And then you can check using this command list. Step 3, discover the target from the iSCSI target server and of that bind. First one, iSCSI mode discovery here, db, and of that type, I already explained about this one, send the target. And the send the target type will use what? IP address. In my case now, the 10.1.1.11 is the iSCSI server using this option, discover. And after that, fdisk air, then maybe you will see only your own the hard disk information. So using this command, iSCSI mode no target name, in my case this one, I will use this one target name, and the server IP address and the login. But this command is right, but you will fail to login target because you don't have now chat authentication configuration. So step 4, you need to configure iSCSI configuration file for the chat authentication using this file. It is iSCSI dconf. So here, protocol and username and password. And of that B also try to find the discovery, the information using this command, and of that login. Then you will be successful. And the C, ls-lr var library iSCSI node, then this directory will show you the information from the iSCSI server. In my case, will be the 10.1.11. Step 5, check the new iSCSI storage visual in the sub and partition, make a partition and use. So here, iSCSI ADM-L load, then you will see, and have the session information also. And after that, please check your hard disk. Then now, in my case, the iSCSI client has only one hard disk DVSDA. And after that, create the partition, but now you already log into DVSDB and SDC where in iSCSI the server, because iSCSI server providing two hard disk to client SDB and SDC. So using fdisk we can create the SDB SDB1, this one partition name, and we can create the file system mkfs.ext4. And after that, if we create the directory to mount this new partition, and after that, etc fs tab. If we want this partition with this the directory name, then you need to register this information to this file, etc fs tab. Like this, SDB1 partition number, and the shared data is the directory name, the file system, and option, like this, especially this one, net dev and 00. Then even if you reboot your client system, then whenever the client the boot, then will bring this information to your local information. So we can use like this in temporary mount dvsdb1 the partition number and share the data as a directory name. Then now even if SCSI client, in my case node 2 node 3 don't have the enough the space like a hard disk, but anytime they can access client the iSCSI server, because now iSCSI server providing two hard disk SDB B and SDB SDC. So now here, now I already show you. Okay, now in the iSCSI server, let's check the configuration like this. So client IP address 10.1.9 and 10, and the username, and after that root number. Root 1 is SDB and the root 2 SDC. So in the server now is okay, no problem to supply this kind of information. In the iSCSI client and node 3, okay, let's check. Grab iSCSI utils. So in my case, I also install. So here iSCSI utils. Then I can find this kind of packages as well, file and directories. And after that, service iSCSI restart. Okay, then force reload. Okay, then check the process. Grab iSCSI. Okay, now the started. Okay, then the step 3, the discovery the target from iSCSI target server, and after that bind. So iSCSI ydb and type will be send targets, and of that portal the information in my case 10.1.1.11, and of that. So now in my case this one 10.1.11 the port number, and after that the IQN. Okay, then in my case node 3, now let's check the hard disk. In my case I have only DVSDA. So here, okay, in my case portal maybe will be 10.1.11, and after that login. But in my case, the will be the fail because of the authorizations failures. So, okay, here, now I'm staying here, and iSCSI.conf. So please check line number 53 here, node session as the method chef, and after that, the username same client and password same password I already configure like this. So and after that, service restart. Okay, and after that, try to login again. Okay, then I need to discovery first here. Okay, and after that, okay, now I found here successful message. So, and after that, here let's check var library iSCSI. Then we can find this kind of the file and directory. And here let's check especially iSCSI here and then node. So I can find this kind of icon name like this, or send target. Also, we can find the server's IP address and port number. Now, step 5. Now I want to check my hard disk information. So, at first time I had the Node 3 only have SDA. Now SDC and SDB as well from the iSCSI server. So for the testing, like I will use fdisk dvsdb first and p. So now SDB don't have any the partition. So here new, in my case, the P primary partition number will be 1. And the first cylinder enter. Last cylinder, I will create only 100 megabyte. So P. So I can find SDB1 like this with 100 megabyte. Then W. Okay, then F disk, let's check like this. Then SDB have this one, this partition number SDB1 with 100. So let's try to use this new the partition. So shared data. Okay, and after that mkfs, the in my case ext4 and dvsdb1. Sorry, dvsd4 mkfs ext4 dvsd. Then this command will format this new partition. Okay, then now try to mount dvsdb1 where shared data, and after that this one mount information, then sdb1 shared data, and let's go to share data. So okay, here test, and after that touch test A. Then we can I can find this kind of new this one, okay, directory and file as well. So now create a new the directory and file. If you want to use this file permanently, then we use like this. Here, in my case, dvsdb1 and shared data, and here ext4 and default, and after that here net. Okay, and after that 0. Okay, 0. Then maybe later, if you reboot to your system, then this node 3 always will mount this one, dvsdb1 to this directory. So even if the node 3 don't have the enough hard disk, but anytime can access to this inode the server. Okay, WQ. So far, I show you how to configure iSCSI, the target at initiator as a client and the server. So if you finish this chapter 4 iSCSI configuration, this is a summary. First one, what does iSCSI use for? Second question, what is the target? Okay, and initiate on iSCSI. And number 3, what are the main configuration common on the target and initiator? In the target and initiator, main configuration common a bit different. Number 4, what are main configuration files for iSCSI server and client? And number 5, how do you use the binding stories from iSCSI server to iSCSI client? If iSCSI client is successful to bind the storage from iSCSI server, then how can we use this storage? Number 6, what is the authentication method to access the storage from the iSCSI client? iSCSI server can supply the authentication method to iSCSI, the client. So in the client, how can use this the authentication method? And the number 7, can you understand IQM format? So IQM format is there are two types as a naming service for iSCSI configuration, but we select IQM. So IQM, you have to understand IQM the format to use this format in iSCSI client the configuration. Thank you for watching this video, and God bless you, and see you next chapter.